to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know send me a fickle flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I leave where I is. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. With this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. This is Franco along with Flavius. Morning, Flavius.
Good morning, Franco.
How you doing? How you doing?
What say you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hanging in there.
Good, wonderful.
What's
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm seeing bright sunshine this morning.
Mm-hmm.
No bleakiness yet.
No bleakiness yet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the past few days we had sun and bleakiness and sun, but no rain.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
That's good.
yeah. Of course, we are always green, evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't have a problem.
I hear you.
Yes.
So today is Tuesday. Yes, another bright sunshine for us here in Miami. And we have a special guest today. Our special guest is none other than, they call him RhyMinister. RhyMinister.
Okay.
So he's going to be joining us this morning. And he's going to talk about, the art of rapping, things like that. And how the pandemic is affecting, the industry.
Yes. And he's out of Barbados.
Yes, Barbados.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's in your cup this morning?
Well, we're starting off with some juice. My new mix of carrot, ginger, and sour orange.
Mm-hmm. Is that new mix?
Man. Yeah, man. Really nice. I just tried it out and it tastes really good.
Oh, it's working, flashing, dashing,
good.
juices.
Yeah, man. The ginger is very ash, You
Mm-hmm.
feel it in your throat. Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
Can feel that in your throat. That means there's something where dig up all of the
Yeah, man.
everything down there to make it feel good.
Lots of zinc and vitamin C. Natural stuff, No additives. The only additive is water. Yeah.
You
Some
need
bit
this.
of water to blend it properly. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you need the
Very
zinc.
nice. Yeah.
So we have Did You Know this morning?
Yes.
All right. So we going play some music and then go for Did You Know. You want to go straight into it? Which one?
No, play some music. Yeah.
All right. We get some music this morning and then we go straight into Did You Know? And I'm giving you a song from a friend of mine named Rasto9, Save Mankind. We definitely have to save mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Save mankind. Oh, yeah. Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. See Jah have the rod of correction. We cramp and paralyze Satan. We cannot be silent, have to take some action. Action, action. Yes, we have to tell every nation to spread more love and creation. You know we have to do it for our own protection. We need more love, not hate, around us every day. So we have to go down on our knees and pray. Got to be strong as we trot and go along. Keep it moving in a positive direction. Hey, hey, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. Say fire burn them red. Them a must be sick in a them head. Why man a war and a shoot each other dead? Hey, stop the killing I said. And there's too much hungry to be fed. We need more love and compassion down here instead. Even though it rough, me say we can't afford to lose it. Life you want to live, me say that you have to choose it. Can't just attack if you work and prove it. Hey, even though we tough, we have to have ambition. So fight against your sister and not kill your brother, man. Cause if I war you at the hill with, we can't live long. Loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. Save mankind. Reach up on your mind. Oh, no corruption in this time. Save mankind. Reach up on your mind. Yes, we have to save them in this time.
The music of Ras, Toe 9, Save Mankind. Getting ready now to bring in Flavius with the Did You Know? So stick around, don't go nowhere. We're gonna be right back. Take it away, Flavius. Today's Did You Know?
Yes.
Take it away. Take it away.
Living in the Caribbean, it is hard to think that there are countries in the world that have no rivers running through them. Especially in the Caribbean. I mean, we depend so much on our rivers. You know, our rivers bring us so much joy, you know. You know, we go, you know, we go fishing in the river. You know, lots of stuff that we do in the river. You know, we have river bash where we have a party along the river side. If you have a nice wide area, all different kind of things, you know. And of course, if you don't have a river, then you won't experience waterfalls. One of the most beautiful things in the world. So, it's very much. So this morning we're going to look at some islands in the Caribbean, or island nations in the Caribbean and territories that have no river running through them. This morning we're going to start with the Bahamas. The Bahamas have 700 islands with no rivers. Help me out now, Franco.
Okay. Let me help you out. 1 minute. Okay. Here goes.
Island countries where no river flow. There are currently 19 countries and 22 territories that do not have a permanent natural river flowing within them, though some of them have streams or seasonal water courses such as wadis. In the Caribbean, we have one island nation and 11 dependencies and other territories that have no river at all. Our island nation that we have is the Bahamas, and the territories are Anguilla, Aruba, Bermuda, Bonaire, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Saba, St. Bartholomew, St. Martin, St. Eustatius. Those are the territories. Today we're going to look on the one island nation that we have without any rivers running through it, the Bahamas. The Bahamas is one of the riverless island countries. It is an island country located in the North Atlantic Ocean. The country is comprised of more than 700 islands, inlets and keys, with no rivers. The Bahamas occupies a total land area of 5,358 square miles. The small island country is located north of Cuba and southeast of the United States. The islands that form the Bahamas mainly have low elevation and flat landscape. A few ridges that rise to an average height of 66 feet dot the islands. The highest elevation in the Bahamas rise to reach 207 feet above sea level, and it is Mount Alvernia. The Bahamas experience a tropical savanna climate, which is characterized by many sunny days and warm temperatures. Due to its low latitude location, the country does not experience winter. So that is the Did You Know for today. Islands with no rivers running in them. Thank you.
So in case you didn't know, now you know. That was our Did You Know, brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean.
Walking on sand and holding your hand, feel like like a tourist in my own homeland, in my own homeland, enjoying the bright, the warm sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight in my own homeland. This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week.
Getting ready to bring in our guest, Keoma, aka RhyMinister. He's here with us this morning. We're going to get straight to business. Greetings, RhyMinister.
Hey, greetings. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Trying to make sure so we get your line up properly inside the chat room here this morning. All right.
You can see me, right?
Seeing you.
Right.
Everything is good.
I see you also. We're just checking to see.
No. Then we're not showing our camera, because if we show our camera this morning, we're going to have a whole heap of static. So we want them see you, the guest.
I understand.
So is everything going on for you, man?
My things are going good, man.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get straight into business this morning. We have Flavius on the line with us as well.
Good morning, RhyMinister. Good morning.
Yeah, what's up, Flavius? What's up, man?
I like the name RhyMinister.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to start with
like
that. How you get that name RhyMinister, man?
Well, interesting enough, the backstory is like this. I went to open mic here in Barbados in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play for the fancy, and people talk about Cloud. You got Cloud9, which is the place that is up there, ethereal, that is a great point to reach, euphoria. So I like the character Cloud Strife, and I had that. So I say I can call myself Cloud9.
Oh, okay.
So I went to open mic, Mahalia's Corner in 2009, and a guy saw that I had signed up as that, but he didn't know me. We didn't know each other. So he asked Mahalia, the hostess of the show, to introduce him to the person, because he had that name already. So when he came to me, I was like, well, if you had that moniker already, then it would change it. So then it was at home listening to rap. And then he heard a line go, rap prime minister, no one's more sinister. And then it was like, and it just came to me, RhyMinister. So since then, I used the name mostly since then. There were a few periods where it changed, 1 or 2 periods. I was going to go back to my actual name, Keoma Mallet, but Mahalia made that stick, because when I told her to leave it as Keoma Mallet, she said she would always introduce me as Keoma Mallet, the RhyMinister. So it stuck.
It stuck good. It stuck good. It stuck good because it really I live up to.
I could do a little freestyling, and you always see like what you do, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and give us some freestyle.
What you want? Okay, you want to know? All right, cool.
No, when we go, when later on.
Okay, because I had a beat that, because I have a beat here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully y'all be able to hear it. Is one that I actually sounded out.
Yeah.
I'm not great at beatboxing, but I sounded it out, and I will actually rap over that, and then I can use other beats when they do that. But yeah, definitely we'll freestyle a little later, man.
Okay, so good. So what is you have this thing you call what do you call it again? Some your show that you produce, the mic show.
Yeah, the open
mic show. That you are the producer and the founder of it, right?
Producer and the host of it. Yeah. One of the hosts. Me and host it show.
So I know open mic when I used to see it here on TV. It used to be like say artists who basically are not billed to the show. They would really turn up into a venue, and
Right.
they let everybody get a chance to go on the mic.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing,
That's
right?
what we do. Yeah, you let people sign up and they come out and do their thing, man.
Okay. And how many? I mean, the rapping thing. We know. Say the rapping is you have speed rappers because I love speed rappers. I used to like the speed rapper in Jamaica they call Papa Levi.
Busta Rhymes, Twister.
Yeah, and this one they call Papa Levi. You know.
Papa Levi.
Yeah.
You know Papa Levi. We're checking out though.
Yeah. He used to do this song, "My God, my King, my name Jehovah," you know. And he was a good speed rapper.
I definitely gotta check you out then. He was a good speed rapper.
I mean, he was one of the first person I heard back in the days, like maybe about in the 80s, early 80s, doing the, you know, him let go himself, him, you know, it's like a lyrical bantan, that's what we call him, you know, a lyrics bantan.
Okay. Well, I can check him out though.
Yeah, man, him good. Him good back in the days, you know. So how is the rapping thing going on now in Barbados?
Well, it's good. I mean, the scene in terms of Barbados, got a lot of youngsters rapping and they're doing a great job. We have Sympathy Third, you have a guy, Legendary Loaf. He's called himself something else, but I know him initially as Legendary Loaf. You have Tap Hinks and Sun Rock. We have rappers here, so his budding is like, I seen it kind of transform. We have a guy called Shy. I think that a lot of people doing a great job. That would be one of the older rappers. Like I haven't put out like an album, but I've been freestyling for like 11 years this year. So publicly it'll be 12 years like in September. I've done numerous shows, you know, so it's good to see some of the younger people coming up, and they're very focused on what they're doing. And then I got older people that's rap too, like seeing some rock who I perform with, and another guy will be tech. So the scene is pretty good. I would say that the younger people, the producers, like I say, Lex, Luisi, you seeing Shy, they're really they're breathing fresh air into it, you know, bringing people, younger crowd into the rap. And they're changing it, you know. I saw a guy, Sympathy Third, recently, he got a deal, the record deal, with a boy that came here and established himself here. So I'm sure that the gates are opening for people to produce work. And I actually have like templates for what you want, right, and all that stuff, but it's a matter of, I guess, confidence. It's personal stuff, you know, like, let's just say, because time wasn't right for me because of where I was at mentally. Like, I gotta sit down and just write these ideas and flesh them out, right? But I like what I seen here, and I also like the growth that I seen in myself of being a performer. I was very introverted when I started. I'm an introvert, but I would say that I've expanded beyond that. It's be interesting being in front rows is something that I love to do. Even though that naturally I kind of prefer to be more to myself. So for me, the growth that you would get from being on stage and trying something different is always good.
Okay. But
the scene here coming along good, man. I would say definitely the younger people really infusing some life into it, and then the older people who have been down. Like there's a rapper here, Trezay. He's been consistent over the years. Very good to go. Another one, Blade. Also very good. He's a singer. He's a rapper. Even speaking about it to me is inspiring because I can see, like, I love rap. I'm very passionate about rap.
Yeah, I can see
coming out
that.
here and like, Big Daddy came in Wu-Tang. So I like Jizza from Wu-Tang. Really, I love Jizza from Wu-Tang. He's a brilliant writer. Black Thought from the Roots, Pharoah Monch. They got so many rappers I really like you seeing Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole, there are lots of people. They got Guru from Gangstar. like CL Smooth, like all these guys I would come out here and then they would go back into the history of it, like scratching with DJ Ground, the door, and a whole Cool Hurt and the Herculoids, because Hurt also has a Jamaican heritage.
Yeah.
To start, he really kind of helped push the beat scene and made help hip hop to really grow. So got a lot of people that I can't even mention, but there's so much that would have happened along the way to help. What I love rap. I love words a lot. I love words more than books. But hearing rap is saying as ignite my soul. How I see people play with words and send a message is a beautiful thing.
Which bring me to the question: how you started out, and at what age you really find out that this is where you love? Yeah.
Interesting enough, I started because I had a friend who actually started me playing basketball as well.
Okay.
I had a friend whose name is John Ames. He could freestyle. He was always trying to run me freestyling all the time. He was trying to push me to freestyle as well. And because of him, I started paying attention to that. Then I had another rapper here, Billy King Kid, who I didn't mention earlier. He was another rapper here. Then I was at school. Every moment he had, he would like walk next to people. People thought he was weird. He would walk next to anybody that would listen and just start rapping. And I always listen to him with keen interest because it's like he won't really come and say good day. He would just walk next to you and just start rapping. Okay. And I just thought that was interesting. I appreciated what he was doing because I enjoyed the lyrics, but then that kind of laid the foundation for when my friend started to freestyle around me, and then he would always be like, man, try to do something, do a little freestyle. And then I kept doing it and doing it. I saw a guy performing in a freestyle battle, Ruby Tech, we mentioned before. He was battling a guy called Ben Skiller. And Ruby Tech, to me, was the better performer, but the crowd, I think Ben Skiller had people in his corner that was hyping him up. But he's very good as well. Very, very good. Great voice, great stage presence. They thought Ruby Tech was better. And then the crowd just kept pushing him to do more and more and more. But when I saw the heart and the lyricism, the wit of Ruby Tech, I was like, this is what I want to do. But I think, prior to that, there was one day I came home from school and I had my bag in my hand, I took off my shirt and I was watching Rap City. And Gangstar had a song called You Know My Steez, so this would be 98. Guru was rapping. I just stopped and I didn't do anything. I took off my shirt, put it over my shoulder, had the bag in my right hand. I remember this. And I turned on TV, I saw Guru rapping. And when I looked at him, I was like, I want to do that. I love rap. But at that time, it was just like saying I would do at home. So a lot of stuff contributed to it. But I met the guys that I performed with very often. Okay. One time I was rapping at home. I told my brother, I asked my brother how it sounded, and he said it's okay. And it was like, just okay? He's like, man, it's good, but they got this white guy at BCC, Barbados Community College, who was really good. And I went and I took a bath, I put on clothes, and I walked out the road to the college, which is not too far from where I grew up. And I was asking everybody, you know this guy Sun Rock, So we met, and then we used to freestyle every Friday. So all those different things contributed. So in terms of the technology, it would have been hearing the guy rap at school, seeing Guru on TV, my friend encouraged me to freestyle, meeting Sun Rock. All these things happen around the same thing, similar things. So actually, no, right. So meeting Sun Rock would have happened in like 2005, 2004, right? So a lot of things happened, but all of them guided me along the path. And then he and I started freestyling late 2004 at BCC every Friday with the same Ruby Tech. But I used to rap a lot like Guru at that point. They walk faster and they would draw a lot of points. So then they made me go home thinking to myself, like, how I could really confront these guys. So then I realized like my talent is playing with words. And then I started reading even more voraciously and just focusing more on playing with words and just being myself as opposed to trying to be like them. So when they came by next week, they was like, you can see that you're really about this thing. So as we went on, some rock they ended up performing together on countless stages for 12 years, just about. Maybe 12 years this year, we performed and freestyle with each other on stage publicly for like 12 years, and beyond that, about 16. So we've been doing it for a while, through many highs and lows. But it's been a great journey, and I love rap. I love wordplay, spoken word. I love it all.
Yeah, because it brings me to something that you said, that freestyle is not just the art of rhyme; it is the art of life.
Right.
Why is it is the art of life?
Well, I say so because even with this conversation, there would be certain things that you would have picked up that you wanted to speak about. You know, like I would have talked about that before and touch on. In the middle of that, our conversation is very dynamic. We didn't plan everything. Like my responses aren't scripted. So for me, like that's just an example of it. For me, like even when you pass someone on the street, you ask them how they're doing.
Yeah.
And I've done a whole conversation. Freestyling is, to me, basically is the art of life, is because every moment we used to be learning and growing. We play things fail or succeed at them. Then we tweak what we're doing a little bit more to succeed more, to you know. So for me, through the growth of myself, and I look at my lyrics that I rap in the ear or that I write down as a mirror. I look at people as mirrors. So when I put out my words and I look into that mirror, I go for that mirror. So everything happening dynamically. So for me, life is a free set, just that we don't always know it. When people ask me, when people tell me that they can't freestyle, like you don't yet, but everyone does it to some. Everyone freestyles to some degree. We just don't. Everybody don't just put on a beat and float it. But everything we do from the time we get on the morning, even if we have certain checkpoints planned beforehand, always navigate through the day as we base something, realizing you got to tweak it. You know, so freestyle to me is the art of like the
So that's good. That's good because I never know that I'm freestyling every day I get up until now. You know, because I just said you're right. This was something.
Rambling, like,
yeah, this was something we never said. Boy, this is what we're gonna talk about. You understand me? Because when I asked you the question yesterday, you know, what you want to talk about and thing, it took a long time before I get a response from you, until when I get the response, when I saw it was late, the flyer already set up. But I
actually... But what happened is that it was also late. I got a message like 9 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
So I was doing something at a time, so it was like, instead of I don't like to commit to doing something unless I can actually spend time doing it. So I looked at the message, I read it, and then it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let me think about this, and then I respond to you after it came to my mind. Right, so that's how that came to pass.
So I see. You know what? Let me just set up the flyer and send it out. I know we come up with something to talk about, and yeah. So we are basically living the art of freestyle rapping, because we get up every day and we talk, and as you said, you look at a person as a mirror. So whenever you go on the road and you're doing your thing, it's like you're in the mirror, and just
Yeah, but we learn so much from each other. Like we know, for example, religion in the world has been used as an instrument of control or whatever. But I was growing up, I was like a Christian, but always had so many questions, always finding ways to really prove all things, So for me, when a book says prove all things, it got to be part of the all that I'm proving. So as time went on, my mind just moved away from that. I had an interest in people. Yeah. What lessons can I learn from people? So say, for example, somebody speaking in the arts, you ask somebody something and they say, well, in Job or in 1 Corinthians, this and that, like, I want to know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you learn. Yeah. So you can know not to do something, but I want to know why you don't do it. Why you don't. So like, how I live my life is based on things that I would see, but then I also practice and I get experience and I tweak it and change certain things up and I understand things as a result of that. So I don't just want to hear something based on something that's stagnant. What's your experience? Somebody, I was telling a woman the other day that she was saying that Christians are like the most evil people, but I figured she said that because when you hear somebody's a Christian, you think you know that they can walk a particular way. So then when they do something that's divergent from what they say, it seems so far removed from what you expect.
Yeah.
What I think will happen is that we just expect people to be so much more than they really are.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
look at people. If you tell me Catholic, if you tell me you are a Rasta, if you tell me you're a Christian, I can look at you as a person with experiences. I don't base anything based on what you tell me. I can base things on what I see
Okay.
from you.
Okay.
Another interesting thing is that when something bad happens, like the hurricane in Dominica, the earthquake in Haiti, the people that you expect to do certain things might not do them. You know, the person that walked on the right track for their own whole life might be the one that stealing and the one that the criminal might be the one that help people. Also, so to me, and there's an interesting book that I read called Paradise by, let me see if I can find it here now. Paradise by Toni Morrison. The cover. Paradise by Toni Morrison essentially is about like if we all could choose specific people to live in a paradise with us, that these are people we will live with for the rest of our lives, with that standard, that community vibe and all that culture, who would we pick? And on a service level, we would be like, oh, that's easy. We can pick these people we know.
Okay.
But from living in an area where I realized that I could be very different from the people over here in terms of behavior and all that, like generally on a day-to-day basis, you realize that sometimes the way you might look at somebody, because I live in this general area in Silver Hill in Christchurch, Barbados, for quite a bit of my life, maybe half of it. I was up here with my grandmother before she passed for quite a bit of time. You may see people as different. We just don't always, when we see people as different, we don't realize how similar we can be. Like, oh, here I can see people, so many people do things, they be like, why would you do that? But they just do things they do because they want to do it. I find that in that regard, that's honest, is raw.
Yeah.
To learn from. Sometimes people might not like each other, they will curse each other or whatever. But that'll be like, that's how they feel. Sometimes people just show a face, just show a good face and don't like you. Politicians might talk real sweet and pretty, but them looking for the betterment of you. Somebody could curse you and then shake you hand, but them cursing you out of sport. So it's so many different things. Who would you choose in your paradise? Would you choose them in your paradise? Because the other thing is that, like, a lot of people don't like curse words or talk about you should speak English and to speak properly.
Yes.
But what is a word beyond the intention? If I tell somebody F you over the sport, it's not the same thing as if I say F you with a sword behind it, looking to kill them. It's so many things. Intention, so when I read this book, in addition to my personal thoughts, I just found it very interesting because we will all have an idea of who should deserve to live in our paradise, but I don't think the people we choose and people we should choose are equal to it.
All right, that sounds good. Which brings me to a question, because I want to know your first time taking center stage to perform in front of the audience. What was it like for you, and how did it come across to the audience? What's the feedback you get back?
Well, people really liked it, but you can see that I was very nervous. That was 2008. So this was a show called Talk Hard, hosted by DJ Simmons and Adrian Green. Irish staff and Aaron. So there are two prominent spoken word artists in Barbados. Two prominent. A lot of people will learn from them. A lot of people look up to them. They hosted the show, and I performed near the end. So if they had 100 people in the space, by the time I went to perform, they had 18 people. And I was really nervous, but when I went out, I performed, and everybody gave me very good feedback. I was nervous, but I was brave. So people came out, they gave me good feedback and said, we're looking forward to seeing you next time. Just relax a bit more, and you can be good. Because people always appreciated the lyrics, like my thoughts, and that's definitely something that I could say that I could appreciate. I always got a lot of love from audiences. Even though sometimes I might be performing and I may not feel that they were paying attention to me, a lot of times because they were listening and they were just waiting till they could take in everything. So it's been an interesting journey, but definitely my first time on stage was very, very encouraging. And actually that was one of the reasons why I host open mics, because I want, for the growth that I could see in being a performer and going through the open mic, I want other people to definitely experience that and to be able to have a space where they can grow and learn, you know, be more themselves. For me, like being yourself is a beautiful thing, is an important thing, is a treasure. Money is something that is seen as being of utmost importance, but if you have not money doesn't have importance, it does. But it's not important having yourself, you know, like to hone and refine yourself over time. To me, that's a true gift of life. So for me, that when you see that in that journey, I think that's saying that I want other people to experience.
That is true.
And I would be that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Which going bring me to you have the rhythm load up yet? That freestyle rhythm?
This actually is this part is gonna be I can start. I actually wrote this part. So I actually have this. Let me know if you can hear this. Can you hear the one playing there?
No, not hearing it.
You're not hearing it?
No, I'm not hearing it.
I will switch to something else. I will use a different instrumental because I actually did that with my voice, so probably that's why you can't hear it.
Okay.
My voice is a lower tone, so let me try something else here. Give me a moment. I know I can choose it now. So in terms of freestyling, it's something that I do for fun. I do it for, let me pick this beat here. All right, this is it here. You hear that?
Yeah, I'm hearing that now.
So it's Franco, right?
Franco and Flavius, yeah.
All right. The real stuff radio show. I come in here with the flow and I come in here loaded. I come in here with Flavius and Franco. The way that I be using this here off of the mind, I just thank all of you listening. I just issue things off the mind. It's like penicillin, genuine. The way that I just find, I go inside myself. I just work on that. It's the treasure beyond measure. Rapping is a pleasure. When I start to put words off of the mind, making sure people see it, it's quite genuine. Work with the music, making sure we form in the movement, even if it's a cappella. Go with acoustics. Grandmother used to beat me with a cuckoo stick. Now we're breaking down lyrics for you so you can fuse it. Choose to read books and use wit. Choose to get the right people in your paradise. I rap because I'm shaping all your paradigms. I play with the game, flip a paradigms. Make sure people can see how I be using mine. Listen, the beat is called Sneakers. RhyMinisters drop floors is heat seeking. Keep reaching for the deepest part to you to find the spark of you so you build words and pairs like the art too. This is the art of freestyle. Make sure I free the words so I can see smiles. Do this here, toss words just like projectiles. Make sure when I put it down, I project files off of the mind. Word with ears, bear splendor. A woman hear me rapping, she called me the air bender. She said I just tend to work the air so people could see what I put in the air. Listen, I work on the atmosphere, making sure people facing the doubts and the work on the fears. I rapping through the crowd, pleasing the cheers or the jeers. Doesn't matter, I making you play musical chairs. I deal with the real stuff. If you see me any day, you could try call my bluff. I don't just puff up the chest, I rap straight out the mind. Hope I impress, leaving impressions, making marks that indelible. Help out on the microphone to say it's incredible. I freestyle because that's what I like to do. It's a gift and I'm making sure that I lift your spirit. I doing this here on the podcast. Thanks to Flavius and Franco. At last, I get to the end of the freestyle. Hope you like it. I freestyle off the mind. That's what my mind is. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally, you have to go send with that, you know. You have to go lick it over in the studio and send it come give it. Saying that can be our dub plate. Man.
Well, y'all this stuff recorded, right?
Yeah, man. That can be our dub.
But
plate.
You got the audio there, so for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't record it here. I actually go work on getting
this
get another device so if I freestyle at home, I could keep the audio and then chop it up because like when I do that, I can't remember it straight off the top of my head. I will go play it back and then write it down and all that here. But
okay.
But I would do what I would before we move on. I could do quickly what I was gonna perform, even though you couldn't hear the beat. So this part is called unraveling script. So it's go like this. My words and unraveling, script forming a javelin, right through your rambling, leave you scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, prove my rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit an unraveling script forming a javelin, right through your rambling, leave you scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, proof my rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit. The spitting image is slit, the beat starting to skip, my heart starting to sprint, my tongue slithering, shedding skin, I hate cleverness win. When the spirit within battles dopes that exist, the soul raises as if a rebirth starts to reverb. Yes, a shake out the word, done beneath the surface, the music and sniff flows, cause with this poet expression is deep. See the persons erupt, they set it up off the seats, an unraveling script, forming a javelin, rip through, you rambling with the scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, prove and rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit an unraveling script, forming a javelin, rip through, you rambling with the scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, prove my rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit. They all stand of a plot and precise purpose and stanzas pointedly placed, expression break they expand on canvas. It says dreams of divine visions translated as mantras executed on stage, cut with the teeth of a panther, swift with the groove of a phantom, as words echo through minds, tease like a falcon, to really feeding the vibe, open it can done, because when I'm on stage, I shoot brains like they come with a cannon. An unraveling script, forming a javelin, rip through, you're rambling, leave you scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, prove my rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit. An unraveling script, forming a javelin, rip through, you're rambling, leave you scrambling, quick shoot. The cannon is lit, prove my rapping will shift the earth's surface, cause it's my sole purpose to spit. So that's actually what I was gonna do. That's and I actually wrote.
And that's what rambling script. What you call that one?
My words an unraveling script.
Yeah.
It's called unraveling script.
Okay.
So every line of what is right does have a deeper meaning. So if it's in my words an unraveling script, it's me growing and learning as I go along. So how even when I freestyle is always is part of a greater context. Okay. Forming a javelin rip through your rambling, it means that my words when used could stand on the own like against any other lyrics that I would hear. So the lyrics strong on the own, right?
I mean, listening to you is like you're in a university doing a lecture. You understand me? No, it's true. It's true. I see why you get the name RhyMinister. Because I was saying to Flavius, so Flavius, the name RhyMinister, this guy seemed like somebody who is a good talker. And full of lyrics. It must be a lyrical bantam in order for him to have a name like RhyMinister. He have to be a lyrical bantam.
Well, I'm glad I can live up to the name.
And
I'm glad I can live up to the name.
Yeah.
If you call yourself something,
exactly. It's a name you have to live up to. It's a name you have to live up to because it's. I mean, just the minister part of it. That mean you're in control. You understand me? You're the man them have to deal with. You in control of all rhymes. You understand me?
This is interesting because a woman told me one thing, because when I was young, when I was in church, like I guess my mom, people around me would have figured because of the voice, the presence, that I would be a minister. So I was talking to a girl about that time, and she said, look how it is that you're not in the church, but I was like, well, I might have said something along the lines like maybe let my mother a bit in that regard, and the woman was saying, but you're still a minister. You're just a minister of rhyme.
Of rhyme, yeah, man.
It's interesting. She said, because I never really looked at it like that, but I do minister through my words, but not in the way that maybe people would have felt that way. So it's still good I could do something that's positive and uplifting to people, though in a different way from how my mother might expect when I was younger.
Which brought me to this question. What is the industry like in Barbados? What's the rapping industry like?
But the industry on a whole in Barbados is, and I speak under correction because different people have different views, but it's not something that you could easily put a finger on. In Barbados, they have different pockets where people do things, but I would not say it's a cohesive industry. In terms of rap, I would say rap is competitive. They got the different cliques here and there. Obviously, everybody probably feel that. Some people might feel that they're better than, so they would pose in that way. Some people do it for the love. Some people making connections, making money. So I see in growth, but I think that the challenges that are faced by rap in terms of being an industry, it's kind of like our offshoot from music in Barbados being an industry in itself. So it's kind of like, maybe it feels that way in some ways, but when you really get down to it and you look like in the underpinnings of it, it's not structured really,
Okay.
But I would say there are people who might get signed overseas, or there are people who might be affiliated or just opposed to people who push their music strongly. So I would say that for those who they're doing it and really trying to make something more structured, they're doing a good job. I don't feel like there's a overarching thing in a way that you could call it a industry specifically. It's not like, I guess you could say like there's not this body that will kind of attract people to rap specifically in Barbados, right? Again, I speak under correction. It's just my view. I used to be home being an introvert, a hermit to many. So like this how I seeing things from my perspective and when I observe other people. But I would say like, and it's big ups to Paul Husbands at something called Selected Charts. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but Selected Charts, that's selectacharts.com. They submit their music, people go there. So I would say that website perhaps might be a very big part of bringing music together. And then there's another site, y'all can see a hat there, you can see it probably, but Gain On magazine, gainon.com. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
I heard of that one before. Green On, I heard of it.
They cover culture, art, entrepreneurship. So I think they will also be very instrumental in bringing things together, because they also have the Going On People's Choice Awards, and I was fortunate enough to, for people to value what I do with the Oh My Word Open Mic, to nominate me for Open Mic of the Year. It's the second year in a row, but this is the first year we're using the name Oh My Word. Before it was just called Open Mic Wednesday. But they have this thing, it's like 50 plus categories. So you have Dance of the Year. So I think that those two websites, in addition to other movements, kind of pushing us more and more into that. And I think a lot of artists coming up with a lot of passion for what they're doing. So maybe what might be eventually become the industry here may come of the collective movement towards something greater than ourselves in that sense, as opposed to, I know people trying to work on it, but I can't say I could see it. Again, I say speaking under correction because somebody else may come and say, well, look, this is what's going on. But it's like a lot of disjoint things kind of moving. But Going On magazine, gainon.com, Selected Charts, for me, I would say that whatever may come, perhaps might revolve around them, or they'll be part of it, because they're really doing a great job. Because the Going On Awards is February. We could probably send you the link, Franco or Flavius, at some point. But they have an award show. It was really big last year. It was in person. People absolutely loved it. I know they're gonna have an offline version. This is gonna be the night before the online version. And then they're gonna do it in person one. I think it might be Frank Coleman Hall again. But it really gives a certain level of pride to artists. Like it's amazing how, again, we was talking money earlier and the value of it. Like you get for Going On Awards, you get a wooden award that was crafted by a brilliant guy, Dario. I think the last name is Hollingsworth, but he crafted it. He designed it, and then a guy he made it. So it's wood. It's wood. Yeah. But it's wooden, and then when an artist gets it, it's a big value. You want something, people believe in you and put something to that.
True.
So when it comes to money has value, yes. But then this wooden award, or like a gift that you could get a child or anything like that, still, once you put value into something, it means something is worth something. So that thing, that piece of wood that somebody has in their hand that's not money, has actually gotten people money, because there are people who won the awards, and because they got that national recognition or exposure, we're able to collaborate with people to make money. So look how beautiful that is. Two people working hard from home, created something that made people put some respect and value on something that gets respect and appreciation in pockets, but not maybe from a national standpoint of celebration.
True. I hear you.
Maybe that's all part of the Bayesian and individual self-love journey, but I think we have a lot to do in terms of our growth, in terms of appreciating what we produce as individuals in our country and as a country in general.
So it's not a lucrative business as yet, put it that way.
for some maybe, but it's not established in a way that you could say you get it and you know, or if I work really hard and somebody sees what I'm doing, I could go into this industry and make lots of money. There are people who do it, yes, but to the average person, I would not say there's an easy door to get in, but I know there are people who have the knowledge. I see there's a group online with a very talented, very gifted artist, Daisy. She has this thing called House of Day, and I see that she develops artists. They got this guy, Sonny Meraki, right now. I see she would have worked with him. I know he's pushing, you know, I can see that they're doing, again, many different pockets of people working on something, but I know for sure that she develops artists, whether they work with her long term or not, but she develops artists and through House of Day and works on it. But there are other people. I would not go to say that. I don't want to understate how much work is being done because I know a lot of work is being done. But I can't say that there's a superstructure that you could call an industry per se. So again, in summary, to the average person, it will appear to be lucrative, but there will be people who make money from it because there are musicians out there who producing, who singing, doing vocals, all that stuff, performing, getting money. I certainly have made. I have made money from it. It's not like I've made a livelihood out of it, but it's possible. But you require working with other people. For a lot of imagine sacrifice, a lot of research.
Which brings me to a question. So the challenges that you guys face during the pandemic as rappers is really what you call it, a struggle. So
yeah, I personally I call it challenges because I like that word. You could have a challenge is saying that, like, I won't call it a struggle because you will face a challenge and you, as you go through it, sometimes going through a challenge is feel like is the end, but it's more like you growing, but it might be painful. I would say for me, you know, I perform and I make money from having my show outdoors, right?
Yeah.
So the challenge is now that I can't have it outdoors, how do I monetize the online challenge? So that's a big challenge. The online show, that's a big challenge for me because it means stepping out of my comfort zone and going up there and looking for sponsorship and making connections and working with people with things that I want to say are my strength. But for me, how I managed, because I made money from being present online, going directly. People saw what I was doing, and I was able to get some money through the NCF here in Barbados, doing what they have a virtual walk. So I would have performed and break down my performance. I would have written something and broken it down for people to show them how to do poetry. They also got featured, like how they featured here. So there are opportunities, like what we're telling about is when you create movement, things generally come out of it. So if you're doing something all the time, somehow somebody can see value in what you're doing, and you might get an opportunity to do that. So for me, it's staying positive, staying active. And also the pandemic has caused me to really go back into certain things that we do off stage, such as coding and trying to get back into teaching. I had more time at home, so I exercise more, meditate more, work on writing and practicing freestyling more. So it has been difficult financially in some ways, but it has been a positive challenge overall because I found I've been able to do a lot of deep healing without being home to myself as much as I have been.
Yeah, I understand. I know right now the industry, the art industry, the music industry, everything is suffering right now. And the creativeness of...
They're grass, you know, they're yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, you were saying.
No, I was saying the creativeness
I was saying that they are grants. Yeah.
Go ahead, RhyMinister.
There are some opportunities, you know. There are grant opportunities through the NCF again, you know, things that I will have to do, go there and make them connections, get grants, get there are different opportunities out there. I think there's one called Catapult, that's the one. Jamaica, I think is Friends of America. It's like a Jamaican collective and a Barbadian and US collective come together to form Catapult. I know somebody who got funding through them. I know somebody who got funding. I know people who got funding through the NCF. But the reality is, I would have to say, it's more, for me as an artist, it's more about getting out there and pursuing those options. So the opportunities are there, but we have to first know them and two, pursue them. And also know what we want. So thankfully here we have some avenues to get stuff done. Yeah, definitely the avenues are there. It's just knowing them and then knowing what you want and then also getting up there and doing it. Because for me, in terms of the grants, how do I want to utilize the money from the what direction do I want to take myself and make sure those are things I had to ask myself. And many realized I asked myself those things and I wasn't getting the answers that I may have wanted. Is because I need to work on having those answers, right? So the opportunities definitely are there. The opportunities are there. Thankfully, yes, it's difficult, and I can't say everybody will get through necessarily, but at least you have that opportunity to have a chance to get the grants. So that was saying that it was put in place pretty early in along the way, because they realized that, interesting enough, they realized the value of artists. Because during COVID, there were so many live sessions on Instagram, for example. People were turning to the artists to help. So it's interesting because a lot of times artists won't pay attention to art as much, but times where things are difficult, people turn to artists because we help them to laugh, to think, to feel. So it's interesting.
True.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. We're going to bring you back next day or next time, because we want you to really do a performance so everybody can hear you much better in terms of the rhythm and your rhymes, your rapping, everything. So we're going to reschedule you for another performance. That this time is a performance. You understand me? So
I look forward to that.
So them can see.
I even though we haven't met in person, it's good to chat with you, you guys today for sure. So how long y'all have been doing this show? I see this is the 118.
Well, the pandemic really started us out because we had this thing here planned for years, and we were at an event in about 2018. And decided to say, yes, we're going to really start it. But the turning point really came last year when we were putting everything together just to do audio. It wasn't anything planned to be like this. But the pandemic, we saw that people were suffering in terms of entertainment. And we said, you know what, let's do this live in the meantime. And we've been doing it now for, almost 10 months now. 10 months, and it's growing.
This is interesting because y'all are on Instagram as well?
Yeah, we're on Instagram too. We're on Instagram as well. And we're on Facebook also.
I'm not sure if you follow y'all already, but if you do, I would definitely follow you all. So y'all put this up on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Gonna be available in the next, maybe it's about 8 hours time, because YouTube have to do their content ID checking and things like that to make sure that everything that we
Right, so y'all can also do is send you
the link when it's available.
Like a PNG file. Send me the link, but also y'all send me your logo so they can also put up my own stuff. Post it or put the link in my bio on Instagram so that I will link to y'all as well.
Fair enough.
I will probably send y'all email so y'all can send me the.
Yeah, man, that can work. No problem with that. No problem.
Definitely
with that. No problem. Flavius.
I for sure. I look forward to being here again.
Yeah. But let me see if Flavius have anything to say to you before we leave. Flavius?
No, I think what you're doing. I think what you're doing is great. You have to just keep it up, keep the faith. Keep it going. Because
thanks a lot, man.
I think I think you know what you have is something very special, and you have to just work with it. You know, you have to just work with it. That's the key.
Yeah, thanks.
Find a way to monetize it.
Oh, yeah, one more thing
work
that
with
you
it, yeah.
might, yeah, my open mic will be is on Wednesday Wednesday at 8 p.m. That's AST, Atlantic Standard Time. So anybody could come and they could check me out. Is all my word 246 on Instagram. So it's OHNYWORD 246. And then my personal page on Instagram is RhyMinister MC. So that's RhyMinister. And you can find me there. So I would also put out the artwork for the open mic there. So it was great chatting with y'all guys. I would definitely follow y'all on Instagram.
Yes, RhyMinister. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you this morning, and we look forward.
Yeah, man. The pleasure was ours.
Yeah, man.
So one love, my brother, and
yeah, respect.
Yeah, man. Continue to be positive. All right, bless.
Yeah, y'all do the same. And I'm glad that y'all was able to get to bring your dream to do it.
All right, sir.
You didn't hear? I guess you didn't hear me then.
No, I didn't hear that. We didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Okay. Like I said, I was glad that y'all able to get this up and running, to bring it to fruition.
All right.
It's interesting how COVID started so much.
Absolutely. We have to give thanks for COVID too. Yeah. All right, my brother. Walk good here and be safe out there and continue.
Yeah, you want that as well.
All right. Bless. One love.
Yeah, thanks. Y'all be safe as well.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout in my own homeland. Give yourself a treat, a few days or a week, and you will see just what I mean. Just take my advice, so everyone is nice. You feel like royalty, my friend.
There you go. The man himself, RhyMinister. He's a lyrical bantan, as the man said. He's doing it. I mean, when you hear artists talk like that, freestyle is the heart of rhyme. It is the heart of.
Yeah.
It's not just the art of rhyme. It is the heart of life. That's some deep words right there, so I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
So, Flavius, it's another day.
Serious commitment.
And in times like this, you find, just like how we started out, we have to say we kickstart out, we jump out of the gate. You understand me? It's a good thing we were prepared, when we jump out. So as we grow, we add more stuff and improve. So we're on the drawing board right now, finding ways how to make it be great.
Yeah.
So tomorrow our guest is a telecommunication director, James Palmer.
Yes, he has been in the business for a very long time, and he's going to give us an insight on the state of the telecommunications in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are in the Caribbean, you know that two companies control the telecommunication landscape in the Caribbean. Is Flow, which was originally Cable and Wireless, who have sold out to Liberty Global, and Digicel, a newer player.
And
in the business,
and to me, the two of them are the two worst carrier.
Well, they control the entire Caribbean.
Yes, that's right.
Everywhere in the Caribbean they control.
Yeah, the worst carrier, right? You know.
Yeah.
And the pandemic, and I mean, you know, if I struggle, forget, you know, the internet the way it is, a joke business. That them guys that should have. It's like we usually have problem with the light company when hurricane, them hike up the price. You know, so this a tax come in and that have to come in, and people start. So we're gonna find alternative. And it's when people start pressure them now. Big companies start sue them. Then them realize say we have to do better than that. So it's the same thing, you know. You need people to start suing these people, man, because they make the Caribbean look like some boy. We can't even say third world a blouse and skirt. Got worse.
But I don't think the problem is with the telecoms, you know.
Yes, who?
I think the problem is with the strength or lack of strength of the governments of the Caribbean.
Then the whole of them not buying to the bullshit, man, where the telecommunication I give them, man. Them buying to it, you know.
Let me tell you, the Caribbean is suffering from telecommunication woes, travel woes, and banking woes.
All right, there you go.
Those things are what is keeping us poor and keeping us apart. But tomorrow we'll talk about the telecommunications. But I figure that if I have a bank account in Jamaica of a certain bank, and that bank is in Barbados, when I go to Barbados, I could just, you know, I should just have my card, and it would be the same as if I was in Jamaica. But nothing like that. It's like you're going into a new brand bank. You know, you're new. Everything is new.
As a Peter Touch said, the system is a fraud.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Of course, of course. Huge fraud. Huge fraud. I always look at the airfare like to Miami or New York, and the airfare like to Antigua, Barbados, or Trinidad. I mean, difference is so much. The gap is so wide. You know?
You don't even have to look upon that. Look upon the cost of you calling somebody in North America compared to you calling them in the Caribbean. That's another huge difference, right?
Tomorrow we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get out of here because I have some stuff to get done.
I do myself.
Give your 2 cents and let's go.
Well, 2 cents is 2 cents, you know. 2 cents is 2 cents. And all we're saying is that we are still in a jam, and we are still being fed with a lot of rhetoric that basically amounts to nothing, because nobody yet I mean, we are almost a year, or call it a year on with the COVID-19, and still with all the vaccines and all these things, nobody is telling you what COVID is, what it does, and what can get rid of it. So we are still at the beginning. We have moved, and we have so much problems with the vaccines now, so many things happening and so many vaccines, and why do you need 2 doses and how long between each shot? And you know, I've heard where one person got a shot from Moderna, and then where they were closed down and they moved to somewhere else and they got the second shot from the Pfizer. I mean, is that carelessness? Will that work? Does that make any sense? Lots of these things are happening. We need somebody to come out and tell us, even our own medical people in our own countries need to step up to the plate and tell us the real facts, the real thing of what is happening and what we should do.
Listen,
does that guarantee anything?
That now go happen. That will never happen. You will never live to see that happen.
You
hear the man said that now go happen.
Well, I agree, but that's why I keep preaching it. And I don't have any. As I say in Jamaica, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, that now go happen.
If I hold my breath, I will die. You know, because the length of time that you can take for something to happen is ridiculous. Anyway, folks, the only thing that I know and I believe is that.
Can't hear you.
Yourself from getting it. So the R&D, respect and discipline, that's what will take us through.
Until
Franco,
until next time, take care of yourself, your loved one. Remember, prayer changes things. Regardless of what religion you belong to, you must pray. Continue to pray. We're going to ask Queen Lubafu and Tafina to take us out.
You lead us to full. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lebabu seru. Lidamua lida sungfula. Lidamua lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me a pick a flee. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi take away me say. Me I fi hide like a thief in the night. Me I fi get out the side. Me I fi take away myself. I fi take away myself. I have to utilize I wings. Surely I cleave your eyes. I said, yeah. I find you very hard to resist. With this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play you, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night. May I forget out the side. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize I will. Surely I am clean berries. I say, been there, done that, don't need it again, yeah. I'm not a masochist who won't play your game, yeah. To all you move, you off me way to the course. I am
unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless. Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.